Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Comic Book TV back with another video. I did hope you guys all enjoyed yesterday's video. It was really the first video on the channel. Not really, but technically. But yeah, today's video is going to be me ranking every single Marvel movie or MCU movie so far. There's 19 movies, and I'm going to be ranking them all from 19 to 1 on what I think is the worst to the best. So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoy. Do make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos just like this. And do make sure to comment down below what videos you want me to make in the future. So yeah, let's get right into it. So coming in at the number 19 spot is going to be The Incredible Hulk. Um, Now, I just want to say that all the MCU movies are really good, and I love them all. But this is honestly the one movie that if I'm gonna go sit through and watch every single movie from first to last, I tend to skip it. I mean, really, it's in my opinion, when the Hulk is the Hulk, the movie's great. All other times, I'm just not interested. I get very bored very easily, and it wasn't as interesting to me. But I mean, the Hulk versus the Abomination was a really cool fight. But yeah, just didn't really like it as much, and that's why it's in the number 19 spot. Now, coming in at the number 18 spot is going to be Thor: The Dark World. I just literally watched this before I started making this video or recording it, and I don't have very many issues with it. I think Malekith was an awful villain. He was really, really bad. I think Thor could have been a little bit more interesting in the movie, which is another reason why I didn't like it as much. I mean, Loki was really cool. I really enjoy him. But yeah, I mean, it's a good movie. I really liked the middle area of the movie, but other than that, kind of just flat for me and not really that great. But yeah, that's at the number 18 spot. But coming in at the number 17 spot, it could be maybe a little bit of a shock to you if you're a real Captain America fan, but it's going to be the first Captain America movie. Now, I'm not as interested as in World War II as some other people might be, which is probably one of the main reasons why I didn't think this movie was as interesting as it could have been. But I really enjoyed it. I thought the Red Skull was a pretty good villain at the time. Now he's kind of mad generic. I thought the first part of the movie was really interesting. Seeing Steve Rogers as like a really small person, and how it was for him before he went into got experiments on him and became a super soldier. But yeah, other than that, really is a pretty good movie. You get to see the Howling Commandos, which is pretty cool. But yeah, and also, I don't know if it's just you or if it's just me. I found Captain America a little bit babyish in this movie, and especially in the first Avengers movie compared to all the other Avengers. But I'll get into that more later when the first Avengers movie comes up the list. But yeah, that is the number 17 spot. This is another origin story. This is actually the first Thor movie. Now, really, I have no issue with this movie. It just wasn't as good as some of the other movies. I think Loki is one of the best villains in Marvel, as you saw if you watched my video yesterday. I had him ranked as the second best Marvel villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far. I thought I could have seen Thor a little bit more in this movie. Would have been a little bit better. I really didn't see Thor as Thor. I kind of saw Thor as a human after he got banished. But I mean, it was really cool to see Asgard as a thing. For the first time. That was really interesting, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, that is the number 16 spot. Now, coming in the number 15 spot, probably going to be a big shocker, is going to be the Doctor Strange. Now, a lot of you guys are probably like, I really like this movie, should be at least in the top 10. For me, I really like this movie. I think it was better than the first couple of movies that I just had. on the list, but I think I don't really know why I don't like this movie. I think it was really great. I enjoyed it. I thought, like, the visual effects were really interesting. I thought Doctor Strange was really interesting. But I mean, when this movie came out, and it did in 2016, I mean, it was, I, I was almost like not as interested in seeing origin stories, especially in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, I like origin stories. I'm always interested in them. But I don't think it was just kind of a generic origin story, not really too interesting, not really like too like insane fight scenes. I mean, the third act I didn't really like because it was kind of just him, negotiating with Dormammu, which to me wasn't really that interesting. He kind of just used a time stone for like weeks until Dormammu finally gave in. But yeah, other than that, it was a great movie. Think he's a really cool character. Think he was really interesting in Avengers Infinity War. But yeah, I'll get into more of what I liked about him later on. So yeah, that's the number 15 spot. Now another maybe surprising one is going to be Iron Man 3. Now, when I first saw this movie, I really enjoyed it, but after watching it back sometime now, as it did come out in 2013, and we are now in 2018, we've had 5 years to watch it a bunch, and one of my main issues is one, the Mandarin was kind of, let down that it wasn't the actual Mandarin, because I don't know if you know, but the Mandarin was like an actual villain in the comics, not just, an actor that was like being paid to fake some stuff on TV or actually do stuff, but you know what I mean. But I mean, I wish I could have seen, Iron Man as Iron Man more, another issue that I had. This movie, kind of the same thing as the first Thor movie. I mean, Iron Man is awesome. I mean, I think Tony Stark is, very interesting. But I already saw 2 movies with a lot of Tony Stark in them, which is why this kind of, wasn't as interesting to just see him as Tony Stark. But I mean, I think it was really cool. I thought the end when he blew up all of his suits were really cool, and when he also called all of his Iron Man suits to come fight against the soldiers that were infected with whatever it was. But yeah, very great movie, and that is the number 14 spot. Now, coming in at the number 13 spot is going to be Ant-Man. I think this is a really great movie, a really great heist movie, and I think they pulled off something pretty great with pulling off a heist movie in the MCU. Because if you think about it, it really wasn't a superhero movie. It was a lot of a heist movie, and I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was really interesting to see the Ant-Man and, with all of his ant allies. I thought that was cool. But yeah, not really much to say about it. Just coming in at the number 13 spot. Now, coming in at the number 12 spot on the list is going to be Avengers Age of Ultron. Now, to be honest, this movie was very disappointing at the time. Now that I got back and watched it, it's got a lot better, and probably if I make another list when, Ant-Man and the Wasp comes out, it will probably be higher up. But I mean, I just think it was a little confusing, with Vision and all that stuff, and I think Ultron could have been way better because his comic book counterpart was way better. They gave him a big nerf in this movie. I really loved Captain America in this movie. He didn't seem like a baby like he did in the first Avengers, which is very good. I loved all the characters in this movie. The one thing that I wish I could have seen was maybe Falcon with them a little bit more, because he was shown in a Falcon suit at the end of the movie when they tease, the Avengers Assemble classic line. But yeah, I thought Scarlet Witch was a pretty good addition. I think they could have kept Quicksilver in the MCU a little bit longer, and maybe had him kill off in the most recent Avengers movie would have probably been, I think, a better thing for him. But I mean, he was fine. I mean, his X-Men counterpart was way significantly better than him, but I think he was fine, and Scarlet Witch was a pretty good addition to the MCU. It also gave a pretty good backstory on Hawkeye, because ever since this movie, really, Hawkeye was just kind of a guy that shoots arrows and didn't really have anything to it. But now he has a character basically now. So yeah, that's gonna be in the number 12 spot. Now, coming in at the number 11 spot is a movie that got a lot of hate, probably because it wasn't as good as the first one. But I still really, really liked it, was Iron Man 2. I thought the third act of the movie was really good and one of my favorite third acts in the MCU. Not the best, but one of my favorites. So I really thought like it was really cool to see War Machine on screen and to have a new Rhodey or Colonel James Rhodes, played by Don Cheadle. I think that was pretty cool to see, and it was really cool to see also Black Widow getting introduced in this movie. She's a pretty huge part. I don't know really why I waited until now to say that. But yeah, I mean, really great movie. Really loved all the action parts of it. It was really great. I think Ivan Vanko could have been a little bit more cool. I think he was kind of just a copy of Obadiah's from the first one. Um, but yeah, other than that, he was pretty cool. And yeah, that's going to be the number 11 spot. Now that we're getting to the top 10, these are probably my favorites the MCU, of course, because they're in the top 10. So yeah, at the number 10 spot, I have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, I do think the first one, of course, is better than this one, but they did do a lot of stuff right. I think they did a way better job with the villain. I think Ego was very cool. I didn't really like that Star-Lord was basically a god on a one planet. I don't really like that idea as much, but I think they did a really good job with Ego and a really good job with showing off Star-Lord's powers. And yeah, it was very funny. Baby Groot was great, and overall, a great movie. And that is the number 10 spot. Coming in at the number 9 spot could be a little bit of a shock, but this is Black Panther. Now, I have nothing, I have no hate for this movie. I actually really love this movie. I do think it was a little bit overrated when it came out, but I still think it is a great Marvel movie. I really liked, seeing more of the Black Panther, because I was very curious about him when I saw him in Civil War, because I really didn't read much of him in the comics. It was very interesting. I did really enjoy Killmonger. I know this is a little bit of a short, overview of it, but I love the movie. That's the number 9 spot. Now, coming in at the number 8 spot is, it started it all. It's Iron Man 1. Now, this was probably the best origin movie ever. It was great. I love Iron Man. I loved seeing Iron Man become Iron Man. And honestly, overall, an amazing movie. So yeah, that's at the number 8 spot. Now, coming in at the number 7 spot, you have no idea how hyped I was going into this movie when it came out. It was crazy. It's the first Avengers movie. This movie is a culmination of Phase 1, and I think they did an amazing job. It's probably one of the best Marvel movies. I really loved the third act, probably as the second best third act. There is one third act that I think was better, and honestly, the classic Hulk saying that I'm always angry, and the classic, spinning shot of all the Avengers, getting ready to fight. Once again, Loki, another amazing villain. He continued to be an amazing villain. But yeah, it's gonna be at the number 7. Now, coming in at the number 6 spot is going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I love this movie. I love listening to the soundtrack for both the Guardians of the Galaxy, but especially this one. I love everything about this. It introduced a wild bunch of characters, and it really worked out. It was funny, it was interesting, and has really good action scenes, and I'm excited for the third one that comes out in the future. And yeah, that is at the number 6 spot. Now we're getting to the top 5. This movie was my favorite movie for the longest time, honestly, until the next one came out, was Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This is a political thriller that is amazing. I loved Bucky as Winter Soldier. Right in the beginning of the movie with the boat scene, with Captain America really becoming a cool Captain America, not like a baby Captain America, like I had said, was amazing. I really loved it, and yeah, so the number 5 spot. Now, coming in at the number 4 spot is going to be Thor Ragnarok. they redid Thor in the best way that they could. They gave him a new look, they gave him a new personality, and made him honestly interesting. I didn't really, as you saw on my list, they were ranked very highly, or ranked very high on my list. I wasn't as interested in Thor. I thought he was kind of a meh character. I mean, in the MCU until now. I mean, now he's insane. Like, even in Avengers Infinity War, he's more insane in this movie. But they really went in with his, a God of Thunder power. And I think that was a great idea. Loki was great in it. Hulk was amazing in it. And yeah, great movie. Coming at number 4. Now, coming at the number 3 spot, as I have this shirt on, but maybe a little bit of a surprise to the majority of people, but I love Spider-Man. And of course, coming in at the number 3 spot, it's going to be Spider-Man Homecoming. For me, Spider-Man is my favorite superhero of all time. And I really think that this excelled so much because with all the other Spider-Man movies we've seen, it just really kind of pissed me off that two 30-year-olds are playing high school kids. This is a 21-year-old that looks exactly like a high schooler, and it just fits so well. The movie was great. It was nice seeing, like, how having a secret identity as Spider-Man and how having to be in high school at the same time as being Spider-Man and trying to stop a villain is. And yeah, that's number 3 spot. Really love the movie. Now, this movie was my favorite movie of all time until about 3 weeks ago. But yeah, coming in the number 2 spot is Captain America Civil War. Gosh, this movie is amazing. The airport scene is hands down one of the best fights ever. I don't really know what to say how good this movie is, but this movie is crazy. They really excelled with why each character wants to do and has the choices that each character does. And yeah, man, just go see this movie. This movie is great. Now, coming in the number 1 spot, the last movie that I'll be ranking, and you probably guessed it because there's no other Marvel movies left, is going to be Avengers Infinity War. God, dude, I was so excited for this movie. I've never been so excited for a movie in my life, I don't think. And it completely excelled. It did better than I thought it would do, and I thought it was. Spoiler warning if you haven't seen it, Thanos was amazing. They brought Thanos so well on the big screen. I think that he was insane. He's better than Darth Vader as a villain. He's way better than any other MCU villain there is. They did a really great job with him. They did a great job with all the characters, and they also did a great job making us feel sad for the characters that did end up perishing. And everyone you felt, and you felt a little bit emotional. I think the most for like Bucky, Gamora, or Spider-Man. Definitely Spider-Man is the most you feel for. But yeah, dude, this movie is insane, and I will probably be going over why this movie excelled more later on in the future. But yeah, guys, I do hope you guys all enjoyed this video. I had a great time making it. Do make sure to please leave comments below of what videos you want me to make in the future, because I am all about this channel. I'm all about making videos, whatever you guys want. But yeah, do make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.